Hey you, so on this video, are these the best coins to leave your loved ones, gift slash leave your loved ones? I'm going to be going over the second batch of new hype or frenzy Royal Mint collector coins I've got in, and just ask on opinions on whether you think some of these coins are great to leave your loved ones. There's a lot of these coins, some especially these ones here, these heavily themed coins, will be purchased to be gifted to either young kids or grandkids and the likes of for when they get older. So I just wanted to go over that and just my experience from picking up coins with these intentions and just really seeing the market now and coming to my own opinions on whether I thought it was a good or bad idea. So it'd be fantastic to hear in the comments what you think of gifting, leaving for inheritance, your loved ones, these types of coins. Now there's two really types here. You got more, these are more historic and location based collector coins, and then you have these. There's a new wave of these. I'd put these in the same category as I'm talking on new releases here, the Simpson coins, the Snowman we've just seen from the Roman, and even the Peter Rabbit coins. These are more licensed, so they're going to be from a book or a long-running TV series. Now I've not known, as I mentioned on the last video, I don't know too much about Mr. Gruffalo here. We'll get into unboxing these at the same time. So I've got the silver and the gold here. Myself, I don't know much about the Gruffalo. I know my kids would know. I mentioned my youngest daughter did know on the last video I just released. It's got a lot of the packaging or the design on the inside box, which is real nice. But when it comes to some of these licensed themed coins, I know some people have purchased for grandkids, and a lot of the times it wasn't kids bidding and going crazy for these coins online. It was parents or, once again, loved ones purchasing them for kids. Well, I don't know, you may be a Gruffalo fan, a long time, follow the Gruffalo books or the TV shows, but not myself. So unless you're really a collector that collects these and loves them, it's more so to find out on your opinions on whether these are the best types of coins to give loved ones. As from what I've seen from collecting these types of coins and even flipping these types of coins, trends change. I don't want to mention, I do want to leave my kids precious metals, part of the inheritance, or just, should I check out early? I want to know that I've taken care of them, and a big portion of that I want in precious metals. When you get coins like these, this is our times version of what somebody would have been left back in the day, whether that was an old sovereign, an old ancient, I know a lot of people are left the coins, the old American coinage, so whether it's the dimes and the likes of, and the eagles, this is our times kind of equivalent of that, and that's going to be these licensed themed coins here, as we see the COA. So it's 600 on the gold. The problem I see with this, which I mentioned before and was just saying, as trends changing, is that it can kind of backfire in that as these are changing so often, you really need to find the best theme or licensed individual to do these on. I would say with the Simpsons, it's been going on for a very long time. So you've got adults, or that was once kids, that get into that. With these, I'd say with the Peter Rabbit coins, you had a generation that was reading them in schools and then seeing the TV program. So they're coming through the ages. With something like the Snowman, for instance, it held, I would say, more sentimental value to myself than for any of the kids. I know my kids may have seen it, but with the way they're bombarded with TV shows today, it's not going to hold as much value once upon a time as it did. Whereas, when I was younger, it'd come on around Christmas time and it was like, well, I know once upon a time there was only 4 TV stations on in the UK. Whereas now, it's unlimited, especially when you include the internet. So I'll get into what I think of the Gruffalo in a moment. So these coins held more sentimental value to me in the background, whether I want to acknowledge that or not. I could have picked them up and said I'd love the kids to have them because it meant more to me. My kids weren't jumping up and down for a Snowman coin. I'd say my son at one point was crazy about Lightning McQueen. Absolutely crazy about Lightning McQueen. So Cars, that's the franchise Cars. So when those cars came out in collector coins, and I mentioned, would he be interested? It was meh. You know, that was the response I got. He wasn't interested. And this is something I sat down and watched that program with him over, well, that movie over 100 times when it first came out. You know, when it especially was on DVD. So then you look at that, and then I ask him, as he's much older now, would he be interested in those coins? And it was more, you know, no interest from him. It held more sentimental value to me watching that and the joy he got from it at the time. And this is why I would at one point I was just going to pick the coins up and then surprise. And, you know, it would have been a reaction that I got. They went on to do whatever they went on to do. So that's just something I think Perth Mint released those at the time. So that was interesting there to see. So this is why I asked that, because it held more sentimental value to myself. Just going through the ins and outs and the times that we used to sit down and watch the movie and the likes of, whereas to him, it didn't mean nothing. If I was leaving that for him, as we get into the silver proof now, and wanted to maybe have it be some type of investment, they didn't go on to do too well. So I would say definitely looking at which type of license coins you're leaving for your loved ones would make a difference, especially if you want them to gain in some type of way. You want something that you're going to be holding over the years and the ages to go up in value. Yes, at the time of coming to sell, should they sell or should they want to keep it in the family? All depends also on how grateful your kids are. You know, you've got some kids that are grateful for the big and the small things. And I think today's world's made it very hard for them to really be grateful for a lot of things, because it's just, you get so much in excess now. But, you know, they may want to keep it in the family themselves and pass it on to their kids. So that's also an option where it wouldn't really make a difference. But, you know, it held more sentimental value to myself. Whereas I feel something like, for instance, you have the sovereigns, you know, when we're talking about leaving some of the best coins for them, I feel would be fantastic options, because it stands the same, you know, point as a collector coin, but it's got a bit more heritage behind it, and it has a much larger following to older audience as well as a younger audience. It's basically where I see the mindset of a dealer purchasing the coin at a later day, and whether my kids would value the coin here and now. We all know they can turn up should they need to liquidate for any reason. I don't want my kids to be anchored down with anything that I'm giving them, especially something that I would want for them to help push themselves forward. Obviously not to go out and partying and you know, spunk away, but if they needed it for some type of down payment for something, I wouldn't want them to be anchored down thinking it was a gift from their father and they couldn't bring themselves to sell it. This is why I feel like the bulk of precious metals I want my kids to inherit would be more bullion, because that way there you get the plus side of the increase in spot price, whatever that should be at the time come to sell, and it makes it a worldwide audience. When come time to sell, you can sell it to any dealer worldwide. It's not, you know, specific, a small portion of buyers. You know, collector coins are as great as they are. If you're just gifting them and you couldn't care less, they're going to gain from selling it for a loss or, you know, a gain. It's not going to mean either or. But if you really want to find the best, I feel with a lot of these coins coming out, it is what it is. But then I also understand a lot of parents buy these coins and it's just like buying them the Gruffalo toy. You know, from my youngest daughter, we've gone through every LOL there is to mention, and they're £15 a pop. So getting them something like the Gruffalo coin, although we know it's a precious metal, and although we go through the hype rush and the frenzy of just going through and just acquiring it, for them it can just be another thing that they own that's just made of a precious metal. So I totally understand and see that aspect also. That's why I'd like to hear in the comments what you guys' opinions are. Throughout history, people have been gifting and leaving inheritance for loved ones that at the time may have been worth nothing. You know, you have posters and the likes of. So it's always a plus side when it's a precious metal. But it can be a hit and a miss, as I mentioned. Sometimes I get caught up within my own feelings on the piece, and I'm Mr. We don't love these O's. For instance, the Back to the Future coins, when they first came out, I thought they'd be fantastic, not knowing subconsciously it was me that was really attached to them, and thinking, you know, my boys would love these, and they couldn't give a damn about the Back to the Future franchise. I think if you really wanted to catch my kids' attention now, it did need to be something themed beyond or behind some type of YouTube personality, or currently the new craze is the Fortnite. You know, if you really wanted to catch their attention, it would be something like that. For my youngest, that's into this, that these kind of coins are really themed at, I would say you're on the money here with the Gruffalo. It's not a program I've ever caught her watching, but if Roman, if you're listening, if you ever wanted a smash hit, something that's gone across all of my kids that they've loved at some point in time and still watch to this day is Peppa Pig. Don't have Perf Mint beat you to the punch, Roman, but you know, you look at something like that, I'm not sure if it's already been done. And I think these kind of themed coins work well because it has such a worldwide appeal. My eldest was watching that easily 15 plus years ago, and you know, I feel it would catch all of their attentions, but who knows? But I just wanted to get people's opinions as I showed off these new coins that I've picked up, and especially the one that caused somewhat of a frenzy, on what you guys' opinions are when it comes to leaving coins or inheritance. Are these coins purchased, and do you feel like it's more the precious metal aspect of it and you feel it increase, you know, exponentially over time? Or is it something like purchasing the book or the Gruffalo toy? Yes, very expensive, but do you see it like that? Are these the best type of coins to leave as inheritance or gifts, or do you feel they are what they are and sometimes it's us purchasers that get caught in the hype? I want to leave the bulk, I would say easily 98%, in raw bullion for my loved ones. I don't want them going through the hassle of trying to find a buyer for this, or even having to go on eBay to get the maximum price for this. I want it to be hassle free. As I said, I don't want them tied down. So if they're looking at a 2014 Britannia or Sovereign coin, straight bullion, then I know they'll get current spot price at the time. It's a real simple to take that all on board. It is what it is. You know, you've got a full Sovereign coin. I bought at this spot price and they're selling at that spot price. You know, they if they've got many, they can hold on to them, and then, you know, they can get the best price, and it has worldwide appeal, being able to be sold to anybody. This would be a best of both worlds when you're looking at something. It's a special year, it's a Sovereign, so you know it's got the strong heritage behind it, and then, you know, it's a proof coin. You know, this is the pied fort version, so this would be a perfect example of collector coin I would want to leave for my kids. Although yes, a dealer could come along and say I'll give you spot for it, but hoping that the heritage would keep on going stronger and stronger, I see these as perfect best of both worlds, you know, gifting coin. With trends constantly changing, who knows, we may 20 years from now, should my eldest be in a situation, we may have Gruffalo version number 20. They're constantly changing. Just showing this, I got this through the mail some time ago now, and another mint jumped on board with the Peter Rabbit designs. And so we may be flooded with the same designs over a period of time. I don't want to put my loved ones in a situation. I want everything I leave them not to tie them down. So if they need it for any reason, obviously the right training, they're not going to need it to go partying, drugs and the likes of, and just help them get forward and help them move in life. I don't want it to be a situation where they're flooded with new designs. We've already seen this from the Roman, but as it was such a hit, these guys have obviously taken it upon themselves to bring it out, obviously highlight the lower mintage. I can't see what the mintage is here, but hopefully you saw that. So you're always going to constantly have new mints or new players coming along. So I see this is the dangers I see of these coins, where you're literally ended up being flooded with some of these coins, whereas I see bullion, it is what it is. But these coins are bought for gifts, so you know, it'd be fantastic to hear you guys' opinions on that. You know, are these the best types of coins to leave for your loved ones? Is it, do you view it and give it just as a gift, no different than giving a book, a more expensive book, a toy, a teddy, a poster, a stamp? You know, I think there it is what it is. And then when you look at it, and then you may ask yourself, you know, I want this to increase in price. I picked these coins up mainly to flip, not to forget. Today in the silver world, a question you need to ask yourself is, you know, are you willing and prepared to have this spot up? Because there's a 50% chance that can happen. So I definitely wouldn't want to be leaving something in the silver of this value to a loved one, knowing that it's, for instance, if this shoot up in price and it's absolutely spotted, a dealer could easily turn around and say, if it was a good copy, that could work out in the favor of those that are the minority in 10-15 years that don't have spots. So I'd sooner have no worries, you know, leaving it in gold. That's just where I am now for the long run. But these two here, it's going to be interesting. I don't actually know what I'm going to do with them right now, whether I'll end up keeping one and flipping the other. Where I see these, my last video I did mention I don't see these doing as well, but who knows, they're selling strong at the moment. We can see it did shoot up straight away. I did mention I thought that these done so well off of the momentum of the 50p's and the Snowman. You had a lot of people sending their threads to the Royal Mint, a little myth that they couldn't get on and the likes of. So when they pulled these out, it was more of a controlled chaos. It worked in their favor and they was able to sell out of these. I think straight away people put them up for sale. I haven't seen what they've been doing, but they didn't shoot as far up as the Snowmen or even these 50p's. These 50p's to me are a real marvel because they've been doing strong and still holding strong, so that goes to say something. Whereas this here, I don't know, you know, depending on what type of profit you want to make, there's definitely some room to be made there. But with these here, you know, I'll talk with the missus and see whether we'll keep some, maybe for the newborn, be good to hold on to, or whether we'll flip. But you know me, I'm a cowboy collector and I don't love these O's. I would sooner give them some straight good raw bullion in sovereigns or ounces. You know, that's, I believe, £65, and they did limit it to 2 per household, which was another part of their ploy. You know, it was what it was, but 65, give or take, 5 ounces of silver. If I can flip this for double the price, then, you know, I'd sooner give my kids 10 ounces of silver. And the same goes for this. You know, I believe this was £795, just a little under £800. Could you make a £400 profit on this? I've seen that happen, give or take. So once again, I'd sooner have this and some sovereigns, but I wouldn't have a problem holding on to this for the long term, as I don't have the worries of the silver. And Royal Mint, as great as they are, don't have the best history when it comes to some of their collector coins not popping up with spots at a later date. But you know, everybody's had their own different experience. So guys, it'll be fantastic to hear your thoughts and opinions on what you think the best type of coins to leave your loved ones are in the comments, whether it's these new wave of licensed themed coins, something with a bit more history behind them, you know, whether we're talking US coins or British coins, or whether you think a lot of these coins are fantastic and they'll just go from strength to strength at a later date, regardless if they bring out more and more editions. So go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comments, guys. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.